Come on.
Kevin is in need of a second date update here, guys. Hi, Kevin.
Hey, guys.
Welcome to Second Date Update.
Good to talk to you.
Good to talk to you. You ready to do this?
I've been a listener for a long time. I really like the show.
Well, thank you.
Cool.
Why don't you tell us about Nina, how the first date went, and we'll go from there.
Well, it's just funny because I drive a truck. I'm in the car all morning, and I love to hear people on Second Date Update.
We get a lot of truck drivers that listen to this show. I'm always surprised. And they always call in for Fake or For Real. Have you noticed that?
Yeah.
Have you ever played Fake or For Real?
Me, no.
Okay.
But this second date, I like listening to it because it makes me feel better about my love life. That I don't have to
We hear that too.
going on, but you know what? Funny enough, here I am.
Yeah.
There you are.
Yeah. Well, at least you know what to expect, maybe.
Yeah. Well, hopefully, I don't know. Well, I don't know what to expect because I'm really confused about where I stand after this date.
Well, how did you meet Nina?
We met on Bumble.
Okay.
So we went to Cracker Barrel for some good home cooking, and I really felt like we might have something cooking up ourselves because it was going well.
Okay.
I thought she was attractive, very interesting, very really, really sweet, and I like that. Like I like women who have like a softness to them. A lot of women these days, they try to really just like be a man more or less. Like they act really tough around the edges, and they don't like doors open for them, and they're just complaining all the time about various things. And I'm a bit more old fashioned, and I kind of got the feeling based on a conversation prior to the date that she was that kind of way too.
Okay, well, first of all, I don't see how showing strength or being tough around the edges makes you less of a woman or a woman who's trying to be a man. And I've been holding doors open for women my entire life. I'm sure many of them were feminists, and not one has complained or scolded me for being courteous. But okay, so you prefer traditional gender roles. You're a little old-fashioned in that respect, and she's on the same page?
Yeah, she's more traditional. She's not someone who, won't let me be a man and let her be a woman.
Okay.
And, I thought that she was into it. Like, I never got any indication that she wasn't having a great time. And then, afterwards I took her home. She said thanks and gave me a pretty big hug. I was like, great, here comes the second. It's going to be awesome. And I texted her a couple times since that night and nothing.
Sounds like a pretty decent tip. But you thought the chemistry was really good, like good enough that you got the vibe from her that you'd definitely see her again?
I mean, I was, that door closes, she says goodnight, and I'm just like, a perfect date for me. Like, I just did a great job.
That was awesome.
I was feeling really good about it, which is why I'm lost here.
See, I always go to somebody from her past must have reared their ugly head again.
I always go to they're in a ditch. I always go to worst case scenario.
Yeah. Well,
dead in a ditch.
I hope not.
I hope not, too.
I'm always like Jeff, though. I always feel like they have now hooked up with someone else. You know what I mean? They're dating a lot. They don't want to tell you they don't like you, so they just ghost.
Yeah.
Because they're either A, hooking up with an ex that came back around, or B, have found somebody new.
Like, this is someone who obviously she can't get out of her system, which is the only explanation I can come up with for why she would just ghost me like that. But I don't know. We're just grasping at straws here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Kevin, we're going to call Nina and see what she really thought of your date and if there's any chance of a second date as Second Date Update continues. That's why we call it Second Date Update.
That's right.
Next, Jeff and Jenn, Cincinnati's Q102.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Summer's here. You don't want to be running that AC nonstop. Keep that cold air inside with new energy-efficient windows from Universal Windows Direct. Hi, it's Tim. Call for a free estimate. 513-755-1800.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
All right, Kevin takes Nina to dinner at Cracker Barrel. They had a great date. He met her on Bumble, and after talking back and forth, you know how these things go, they finally meet in person. Kevin thought it went great. He took her home. They hugged. Kevin was convinced he'd see her again, but hasn't responded to any of his texts, and he has no idea why.
Yeah, a lot of dates I replay what I said in my head, like, I go over it and I feel like an idiot, but this date, I thought went great.
Okay. You ready to call her?
Yes, I really appreciate it.
Let's do it.
Hello.
Hi, Nina.
Is this Jeff and Jen?
What? Does it show up on our caller ID as Jeff and Jen?
No. Check it out. I was just listening to you guys this morning, and I thought to myself, thank God Kevin isn't the kind of guy who would call you.
Oh, God.
He did, didn't he? That's exactly what this is, isn't it?
Yes. What happened?
Yeah, wow.
What's wrong with Kevin?
So, what could he even told you about our date that wasn't an immediate, like, she did the right thing by ghosting you?
I mean, he just told us you went to Cracker Barrel and had a very lovely time, pretty much. That he felt like he was, that he did a very good job. He was very gentlemanly.
And now you're
Paid the
missing.
bill.
Okay.
And you had
Okay,
great
so-
conversation.
So he completely failed to mention that he brought his baby with him and pretty much put me in charge of her, taking care of her the entire time.
What?
Yeah. Yeah, he was absolutely auditioning me for the open mommy position that he's looking to fill. And don't get me wrong, his daughter was adorable. I mean, she's only 9 months old, and she's well-behaved and sweet, and she had that baby smell. Like, she's a cute, cute kid. And I don't have any kids, but I do have nephews and nieces, so, I can take care of a baby, but that doesn't mean I'm looking to take care of one right now or on a first date.
Did you
per
know he
se.
had a kid?
No, that's the other thing. He never even told me that he had a child. So when he showed up with a baby in tow, I thought, maybe she was a relative or something. Like, he got stuck
I'm
babysitting.
so sorry. This was so last minute. My brother needed me to watch his kid.
Yeah.
man.
But then he told me that she was his, and I was just kind of stunned, standing there for a minute. And then he took her out of her car seat and handed her to me, and I was like, okay, this is how this
That's
is
the
going to
best
go.
part is that he handed her to you.
Oh no, I held her the entire date,
Oh, man.
the whole date. And then when she crapped her diaper, and I
no.
told him, he handed me the diaper bag.
No. No.
Yeah.
Here you go. I'm going to stay here with my Uncle
Kevin.
Herschel
No.
special.
Changed her.
Oh, my
I went and
gosh.
changed her. It was
No.
laughable, actually. I mean, I was giggling the entire time because I could not believe the gall of this person.
Yeah.
Wow.
Is this real life? I would have been going through it as well.
Wow.
Wow.
Kevin, this does seem like a major detail to just leave out.
Kevin.
Oh my gosh. We
Well,
had been
first of
talking,
all-
texting back and forth, and it was like, that's quite a big detail, yeah.
I hadn't planned on bringing her, but her mom did have a family emergency. But also, she was asleep like 60% of the date.
Oh my gosh.
I'm still floored by the fact that you just handed her to her. Just handed her to Nina. Here
Well,
you go.
he's a traditional guy.
Yeah, clearly.
Wow. First of all, this is one of my least favorite things on the planet. When someone just expects you to watch their child when they're present. That just, I cannot.
I think a lot of times they think that you want
Because
to spend
you're a
the time.
mom.
Right.
Oh,
that
yeah.
you know.
You're a mom. Here's a baby.
Here you go. You can do this in your sleep.
Enjoy. Oh my
I'm
God.
not even
But
a
to do it
mom.
on a date,
I'm just
dude.
a woman.
Yeah, my favorite is when people come to visit you. And, they may not like hand their kid over to you, but they sort of have this expectation that you're sort of responsible for their kid while they're visiting you.
Yes.
Because it's at your house.
Yes.
They're like, ultimately, you, the homeowner, are responsible for the safety of my kid.
Correct.
Yeah,
And the
yeah.
answer is no. You as a parent are responsible for your child.
Right.
Wow. I can't believe you changed the diaper though, girl.
That's.
Wowie zowie.
I give you a
I
lot
didn't
of
even
ton
know
of
what
credit.
to say at that point. I didn't even know what to. I was like,
Yeah.
okay.
I might as well.
I mean, in my head, I'm like, I'll never see him again anyway. So
And now we all understand why.
Well, this is really,
Exactly.
I'm kind of curious too about his relationship with this baby's mom. I mean, the baby's only 9 months old.
yeah. Well, that's the thing. What's the deal with the mom? Was he married to her? Was it a one night? I don't even know the story there. Like, there's just this child.
What's the story, Kevin?
Well, I mean, that is a long story.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to say that we're not together anymore, and it is for really good reasons. I'll leave it at that. But I'm stunned at this because you were loving it. Every moment you would spend with my daughter, I was like, this is going great.
Was I kind to a baby that was handed to me? Yeah.
Well, it sounds like you
Did
were a
I
little
try
more
to
than
get
kind.
through
Like
it?
from the way it's being described here, it sounds like you took right to it. Like you were a trooper. You pivoted
She's
without.
a little doll. I mean, she was adorable. I'm not gonna put an attitude.
Yeah, but even
towards a
adorable
baby.
babies don't necessarily get that kind of treatment and attention from a complete stranger. And you kind of sound like a natural.
I'm great. I'm great with babies. I mean,
There you go.
I'm not trying to babysit on my date. But
No, I understand
Yeah.
that, but I'm just saying, if I needed someone in a pinch and you took the ball and ran with it like you did, even though you may not have wanted to, I'd be like, I am totally marrying this girl. Look at how good she
like,
is with my
I'd be like,
baby.
Plus, you already know how good she is with kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This girl does not
daughter-
change a diaper.
oh my gosh, the
daughter's-
diaper.
My daughter's the biggest part of my life, so why wait until date 5 before I see if these two work well together?
Kevin, a warning would have been kind of you. Like
I
you don't
didn't
just
get a lot
show
of
up to
warning
a date with a
myself.
baby.
I didn't get a lot of heads up from my wife. I just had to. I could either cancel
9 months
or
of heads up.
Well, I think he means that night you guys went out, she sort of dropped the baby.
Oh, jeez. I thought you meant
From
she
your
cried on
wife.
you. I'm like, dude.
I did notice you just said from your wife. Are you still married?
no ex-wife. Sorry, slip of the
Oh
tongue.
my gosh,
habits.
no.
Yes.
You know, none of this matters. I'm out. Craziest
Yeah.
date I've ever had.
Samesy.
Like, good story, but insane.
Wow.
Oh, Kev.
I don't feel so bad anymore. It sounds like she blew it. You know, she had a
Did she now?
opportunity. Great guy, great dad, great baby. You know, and that's a missed opportunity on her part.
Okay.
Kevin, folks.
Yeah.
Well, Nina, we appreciate you taking the call. Thanks for listening to the show.
Yeah.
Sure, it was fun.
Yeah.
Good to talk to you guys.
Sounds
You
like
too.
we've been kind of chewing on this for a while now.
Oh my gosh, wouldn't you?
You
Yeah.
handled it so well, though,
Yeah. Class act.
for sure.
Thank you.
All right. And Kevin, thank you for putting yourself out there and for coming on Second Date Update. Best of luck to you and your daughter.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
All right.
All right. If you need some help with the second date update, just send us an email, Jeff and Jen at WKRQ.com.
Ever lied and told someone their ugly baby is cute? You're not alone. Also, alcoholic ice cream that tastes like a dive bar or a Dove bar?
Dive bar.
Oh, a dive bar.
Yes.
News that didn't make the news is coming up next.
Thanks for listening to the Q102 Jeff